Hello, once again, to the Warcraft 3 hard mode guide. And as you can see, it is on hard. I don't know how many messages I got, how many comments I saw. Is this really on the hard mode? Yes, for fuck's sake. Why would I make a guide if it wasn't on the hard mode? Anyway, Legacy of the Damned, the Scourge campaign. Chapter 1, King Arthas. So yeah, this mission can be very annoying. It's probably the second hardest in the entire game, with the hardest mission actually being the last one. It's a hell of a lot harder than the last mission of the Night Elf campaign, let me tell you that. The real trick to this mission is to get yourself into a good rhythm. The best thing you can do is to first off hotkey all of your heroes. Arthas on 1, Kel'Thuzad on 2, Sylvanas on 3. All three of them can build ghouls, but I don't recommend ever building any ghouls. Arthas just build abominations, Sylvanas constantly building banshees, and of course Kel'Thuzad constantly building necromancers. While each hero does start with 2 ghouls, the best thing you can do with them is to move them away from the heroes and the main attacking force you have. Leave them close to the rally point that the humans are heading towards. The thing is, if the ghouls are in range of like your heroes being attacked, they will aggro to things that are attacking you, which makes sense, but they'll ignore the horses and the people just walking past them. To start off with, at least, just keep your ghouls near the rally point away from your heroes. Money's not an issue in this mission, as you can see, because we start with 40,000 each. However, the limiting factor is supply. Each player is only allowed 30 supply. So will Sylvanas. You want to max out with banshees before you possess anything. With Kel'Thuzad, watch out, because he's actually only got half the production capacity of Sylvanas. Necromancers fall incredibly fast if you're not watching them, and you just need to make sure that you're always constantly producing something. Even if you're already max supply, just make sure they're always queued up. Because we've basically got unlimited money in this mission, it'll also be a good idea to buy a couple of items from the shop. With Sylvanas, she'll need healing potions because she's at level 2, she's the weakest of all your heroes. With Kel'Thuzad, get some sacrificial skulls, because the best place to camp is not where there's blight, so put some blight down, and it means your necromancers will always have some health regenerating abilities. Again, with Kel'Thuzad and Sylvanas, you need to make sure that their spells are unchecked. You need to make sure that your necromancers always have auto-cast Raise Dead, and you need to make sure that Sylvanas' banshees have turned off auto-cast Curse. If you curse your enemies, you'll have no mana for possession, and possession is what we're going to be needing to get through this mission. So the main objective of this mission is not to just defend from the villagers that are trying to escape. You've also got to go on the offensive and take out the villages that they're being produced by. You don't actually have to destroy the villages themselves, not every building in them, but each of the 9 camps will have 3 farms in them. All you have to do is take out the 3 farms, and that will be one less you've got to deal with. So the first village I go after is the one directly east of where Arthas begins. Eventually you will start getting these big level 3 militia captains attacking you. They are very strong and are pretty cool to possess, but right here, once we've eliminated him and all the other soldiers around him, you animate the dead, select all of the animated dead, and then just take out the farms. Don't use your heroes, don't use your units. This will attract enemy paladins, and enemy paladins will own you till the end of time. While the space is being taken out, you might notice that Kel'Thuzad doesn't get attacked by militia captains. He does, however, get attacked a lot by militia commandos. These are the big guys on horseback with the healing wave spell. Sylvanas gets attacked by both, which is why it's good for her to possess both. But for starters, she won't be getting any militia commandos until you've at least destroyed 3 bases. Now, Kel'Thuzad is probably the weakest of all 3 groups. You might find yourself getting overwhelmed with him more than either of the other 2. Sylvanas can possess all the big enemies, and Arthas can hold his own with abominations, but necromancers don't have a lot of potential for doing offensive damage. They're alright at defending, which is all we need to do here. But just make sure you check back with Kel'Thuzad more often than the others. Don't forget, of course, that your necromancers also have the Unholy Frenzy and Cripple spells. You can be as liberal as you want with your MP usage here, because we're not going to be going on the offensive with them. Sit back, defend, and do whatever it takes to hold the line for Kel'Thuzad. Try and check back with Sylvanas' group each time you're getting attacked, because you want to start possessing those big militia captains. Each wave that comes to Sylvanas will start off by having at least 1 militia captain, and eventually, like I said, once you've destroyed 3 of the enemy towns, you'll start getting militia commandos too. But for now, just focus on possessing captains. Sylvanas will have the potential to level up twice in this mission, and she has the Silence spell. This will be insanely useful on her next mission, so make sure you get at least level 1 Silence. To the north and to the west where Sylvanas starts, you'll find 4 knights just hanging around. Possess these guys too. They'll make good tanks for when we take our militia captains out to attack the enemy bases. Speaking of which, when we finally do have a good number of militia captains, we're going to start going on the offensive. Make sure you keep 2 or 3 in the back. Hopefully by now you've sacrificed your ghouls to get a few more banshees in, so of course militia captains can fill that role too, keeping them near the waypoint. Grab 5 or 6 to start off with and try and path them so they won't get attacked by any NPCs. Just run them straight into the base, attack the farms and run straight out. You can see it's easy enough for your militia captains to take out the farms before the paladins that get summoned can DPS them down. Once the farms are taken out, just run far enough away and the paladins will get bored and stop chasing. And you can use the same basic strategy for all 3 of Sylvanas' bases. However, once you've killed the second base, this is when you want to start possessing some militia commandos with your banshees. You've also got to keep a good eye on Arthas, because with the amount of ranged units that will be attacking him, the abominations will move forward and forward and forward, and eventually you might get drawn into a base. You don't want this to happen. However, the base just north of where Arthas begins does have a few good units outside it. If you run forward, take these out and animate the dead, you can take out a second base of Arthas without any trouble. Now at this point, if you've taken out the 2 bases from each side, then it's up to you which you want to take out first. If you've taken out all 3 bases from a certain hero's side, it means that that hero will stop getting attacks, and it means you can focus on killing all the paladins. And now on Sylvanas' side, I recommend you possess at least 5 or 6 militia commandos before you destroy her final base. If you feel that you've got enough militia commandos, then feel free to take out the last enemy base here. You can either use the militia commandos, because when they healing wave each other they basically become invincible, or if you've got any militia captains left, use them. It's up to you. In any case, it means we can now focus on taking out the last base or 2 bases from Arthas' side. Now when it comes to Arthas' last base to take out, I don't suggest using animated dead. With the amount of priests and sorceresses around, it's so hard to get close, they just get dispelled before they can really do any damage. What you can do, however, is using the shop that's just south of where this base is, you can purchase yourself a potion of invulnerability, run in there and plant mines around the farms. When the potion runs out, they'll all aggro on Arthas, and boom goes the goblin mines. So once you've destroyed the 6th base, you'll see a little cutscene, and it turns out Arthas starts getting weaker from this point on. Every level you play him, he's at least 1 level weaker than the previous one, up until the last mission where you finally get none of your powers back. Now we can finally start going after the enemy paladins. They're located in a base right in the middle of the map. That middle base actually separates all 3 heroes. There's no way of joining them up until now. You can't even go break through trees because there's always rocks in the way. Draw a few units to start out with your militia commandos, and don't forget to silence any enemy spellcasters. Stopping them from doing things like polymorph is a great help. You can pick up a wand of neutralization for Arthas as well. How it's supposed to work like abolish magic and chain lightning mixed together, but it doesn't actually chain, it just does like 1 target. I think it's glitched, or I'm not using it right, I'm not sure. In any case, if you get polymorph, the wand of neutralization is good for that. You can find it in a barrel just around the first corner of Arthas' base. Militia commandos and their healing wave are pretty much invaluable at this part of the mission. If you find that the paladins are using invulnerability too much, what you can do is surround them with big bulky units and hold position and wait for the thing to run out. Once it does run out, all your men will start attacking and you won't have a problem taking them down. They'll fall faster and you can shout betrayal. Once you feel like you've drawn enough units out, you can either sandwich them with Arthas and Sylvanas, or draw even more guys out and then head in with Arthas. However you want to do it, it's easy enough. As long as Sylvanas is maxed out on commanders and Arthas is maxed out on abominations, it should be easy enough to just take the space out straight away. Just keep an eye on your commanders too, keep their health up, it's always a good idea. Right, so after you've joined up Arthas and Sylvanas' group, you won't have any problem taking out the last 3 bases where Kel'Thuzad is. You can literally group up your commanders and your abominations, and with a combination of healing wave and tanking, it's it. Take out the farms, take out the guys. You've got this mission in the bag. Once you've taken out the 2 smallest bases on Kel'Thuzad's side, you can camp on the other side of the river here. This is a good place to sit and wait with Kel'Thuzad and run around with the map with Sylvanas and Arthas, collecting any tomes or items that you might find. This is the only mission we get to use Kel'Thuzad, so don't even bother giving him any. You can also use this opportunity to remax out on militia commanders, any that you might have lost in the past couple of battles. So when you feel like you're ready to continue, just send everything you've got to the last base and take it out without any problem. Before you finish the mission, make sure that Kel'Thuzad gives his mines to Sylvanas. You want Sylvanas to have 2 groups of mines, the ones you start off with and Kel'Thuzad's, also a Boots of Speed, and don't even bother using that Book of the Dead that she's got because they'll just get dispelled. We can save that for the next mission. Boom! Secrets time. On this map you can actually find a lot of tomes, you can find a lot of items lying around, some of which are useful, some of which aren't. However, what you can find in all 3 of the sections, there is an enemy hero which also corresponds to the primary attribute of your hero. So on Sylvanas' side you've got a ranger, on Kel'Thuzad's side you've got an archmage, and on Arthas' side you've got a mountain king. Each one of these guys also drops an item which is a +3 for that attribute. If you want to have some fun in the next mission, you can find little Timmy here. He sells ice shards and he's located just west of the northernmost enemy base on Arthas' side. Just give 2 or 3 to Kel'Thuzad and you'll have them available at the beginning of the next mission. There's also a pair of Sasquatches on this map that you can kill. The other one doesn't drop anything, but this one by the Goblin Merchant has a claws of attack +3. And that's pretty much all I have to say on the subject. Have a good day, everyone.